We're going to be taking this wannabe campervan and turning it into something that actually starts to resemble a campervan. It all started with a trip down to Birmingham. It was an early start, but we were full of excitement. We've been waiting for this day for a whole month. We're going to Vanz Adventures. They're the company that have made our furniture for inside the campervan. Just over a month ago, we went down there and spec'd out everything that we wanted, paid the deposit. They gave us all the information we needed on how to board the van correctly to accommodate all the curves that this van actually has. All the units are built to fit those curves, so it needed to be perfect. We were gonna find out now. As soon as they've had a look at the van, it's time to start test fitting some of the furniture items just to see if they do actually fit with my boarding. The initial walkthrough came through perfectly. Now let's try and start chucking some stuff up. First was the over cab locker. Now this has to go up there first, just in place, so that they could line up the brackets that hold it to the ceiling, get them bonded and give the bonding time to cure before actually fitting it. While the glue is curing, let me show you what I mean by the furniture is built to fit the curvature of the van. That locker is going up there. On that locker, the back of the roof slopes down 40 millimeters. The bottom is flat, the front is flat, but there is a slope from one side to the other side to accommodate that curvature in the roof. We have to get the boarding and the ceiling perfectly correct for this locker to fit. That part did set my nerves on fire, but Lee was always on the end of the phone if I had a question about boarding. It's time to get those brackets fitted. It's time to cut the hole in the headliner, go inside, clean all the insulation out, glue the brackets to the actual ceiling of the van. And while that glue's still setting, let's go back and show you my kitchen. When we spec'd this kitchen, we told him we want the fridge in this spot, we want the sink in this spot, an induction hob in a certain spot, so it's sort of built to our specific specifications. The fridge will be going on the side, but look at those soft closed drawers. We went for a slate grey and white combo, but it's time to test fit the overcab locker again, just to make sure it's in before the glue sets, but then we found a problem. Done my electrical board, just here where the actual electrics connect to, but I put this piece of wood on late last night, so we've got something to secure to. That board is still overhanging ever so slightly, so the shower wall can't go up to it. So they're just going to zap that down, get it nice and flush, and then they can start working on the shower unit. I had a feeling I'd do a few things wrong on this van, and that's the first thing so far, and it's not a major thing because it's an easy fix. They're going out of their way to fix it for me. Over here is where the issue is going to be concerned. So you see the roof dips by 40 millimeters, but it also comes in. So to get the units to actually sit nice and flat, this is the locker for that back corner. That back corner just over there. We're just waiting for it to start fixing that. You can see how it's built with the angle at the back to make the front fascia nice and flat. The curvature of the roof is already taken into consideration, and there's a 40mm dip on that side, you can see it, and that's to keep the bottom nice and flat and the front nice and flat. We've even got some cool little hinges. It's proper cool. So I am nervous about that top corner, but we're cracking on. We've got the headboard between the actual living quarters and the garage going in now. Again, we needed to board the van to his specifications to allow for this to fit absolutely perfectly. That fit perfectly, so it's time to move over to the shower cubicle. We're really starting to crack on with this now. However, next problem occurred. Because I'd fitted 9mm boards to the ceiling, we needed to trim down the height of the shower cubicle ever so slightly. Now that might not sound like a problem, but you've got to keep in mind these are made with the curvature of the van already pre-built, so we have to be careful on where we take that top piece from. And look, it doesn't even take up that much space in the campervan. They secured the back support braces, and then the front fascia of the shower followed quickly by the door. We just come to trash out in their office because obviously we've got Danielle with us today, probably because she gets to pick the worktop colour because we've got a couple of different ones to go for. But so far it's coming together great. You can see it just in the background there, the bedboard's in, the shower's in, we've got all the overheads to go, which is going to be absolutely amazing. You've got that one just over there, you've got this one just here, then this is a wiring harness cover. I'll show you that when it gets installed. There's the kitchen pod. So on this side we're going to have the fridge, so the worktop's going to go right the way over and over the fridge. You've got all the drawers and cupboards. Check this out, soft close. Ooh, so nice, so satisfying. Just look at it. Oh, it still absolutely baffles me of the slope on that, but that's again just to accommodate the roof. You've got the roof accommodation there, the ceiling accommodation there, and he hasn't come in and measured this van at all. This is just from his own measurements that he's made in the past on other vans. So this should fit absolutely perfect without any adjustments. Now granted, it has not been plain sailing, not been massively hard. Everything's been an easy fix. These are the under counter LED lights. You can see how flush mounted they actually are. And this is a dimmer switch for that light. So you'll press it. It's all touch sensitive. Press it or hold it or something, it'll dim and stuff like that. Now, one of the things I absolutely love is on other units, you've got like edge banding around the side. It's like a rubber edge that gets hit into the sides, and you've got like a rubber trim, and sometimes the door is on the outside of the actual unit, so you've got like a lip. This one, look at that, all edge banded really nicely, and it fits really flush with the unit perfectly. It looks like they're busy because that's all other orders that they've got going on. That's a kitchen pod for somebody else, a different style of kitchen pod, because they do loads of other different styles. But again, loads of soft close drawers, big unit drawers just there. This is where we're currently at though. But looking at these two vans next to each other is a bit of an eye-opener. You can see mine is just white boarded. Look at this one. You've got the suede headliner that I've got. That's just the hex design, but that's there with same up the top and a back window in place. That looks so much neater than mine, so I may have to look at stealing that idea. Finishing securing the shower unit into the headboard, because the headboard's been secured in. Up the top there, we're still waiting for the over cab locker brackets to the sealant to make it sealed to the actual ceiling. But doesn't that look nice? We only went for a small 750 shower, and that's just so we can have a bigger bed in there. This is proper cool. I'm proper loving this. It's nice to watch people that are professionals working and knowing that I'm not as good as that. They are really flying through this, but that's because they know what they're doing. They've done it 1,000,001 times on 1,000,001 different vans. That's my shower door that's just been made. I mean, like these ones just here, they're for a Sprinter. You've got stuff up here for different fridges and freezers. They know the right sizes for absolutely everything. They're the worktops. I'm wild chuffed. I'm going to get out of the way because I'm sort of stood there filming and they're walking around me and past me and bumping into me. So I'll give them a little bit of space for a bit. Now on to the thing that I've been most concerned about. This really does tell whether or not I've boarded the van correctly. And it fit. It fit absolutely perfect. All the advice that Lee at Van's Adventures gave me regarding boarding this van, all the times that I've phoned him to ask for his advice, see what is the best practice to do, all paid off with this one split second of putting it up there and showing that it actually fit. Can't thank him enough for actually giving me all the advice. It would put the next one up next to it, line it up. It's amazing how much effort they went through just to make sure everything was lined up perfectly, but how they made it look effortless in the process. It just goes to show of their highly experienced past with doing all this. It just shows you the exact reason why the professionals are always better. The brackets bonded to the roof for the overcab storage were all sealed, secured and nice and ready for the overcab locker to go in there. They placed it into place, made sure it was extremely level before securing it in using the brackets and some side brackets. And again with this item, nothing was actually physically measured on my van. They just went off the measurements that they already have in the system on a CNC machine cutter to get the perfect curvature throughout this whole van. It's absolutely mind-blowing watching how good a quality of work they've done, both making the actual units and installing them for me. It's amazing how much the white fascias inside the van actually do bounce the light around inside. We were concerned it would be a bit too dark. We've ordered the Max Shade Plus fan cover, you know, the shade, but it's got the LED lights on it. So we've ordered that just to add a bit of ceiling light, but we never used lights in the last camper van on the ceiling. We just never used them, so we thought we won't put them in on this one. But it started to look a bit dark inside, so I didn't know what to do. But you can start to see it just there with the white shower, the white doors on the overhead lockers and the white doors on the front locker. They're currently just fitting the wiring harness cover over the top of the sliding door now. This is going to be so cool. One thing that has become apparent is we need to sort out the back doors. A little bit of trimming to the right size and securing it in place, threading some cables through for the LED light that I've got to install, and it was done. You see, with that wiring harness cover, I need to add a switch onto the light. These back doors are absolutely atrocious. They're just a piece of plyboard screwed into the metalwork, so I need to come up with some ideas for this. Let me know if you've got any in the description down below. Final finishing touches to securing that up in place, and we're done. Well, done with that thing. It's time to go fit the kitchen. I'm over the moon so far. This is amazing. It still baffles me just how far they went. Here they are adjusting the hinges on the door just to make sure everything is absolutely perfect. Now, I found Van's Adventures through their social media platforms. It was TikTok that brought me to them. I saw a video and I thought, oh, I love that. Let's go and check them out. And I've just started chatting with him and following him ever since then. I'd highly recommend, if you want to have a look at what he can do to the extent of the quality of the stuff that he does, check him out. I found him on TikTok. He's on Instagram, Facebook, all the normal sort of social media platforms. It was time to get the kitchen unit in. It was just a quick lift it into place, line it up to the depth and the width of the actual fridge, put it into the right place and secure it down. Now, they don't have my worktop to hand. It didn't come in from the supplier in time. So he's going to fit a temporary oak worktop to this, just to tide me over for a few weeks until we can get back down there and get our worktop scribed out perfectly and installed absolutely amazingly. Now, because the shower is now installed and the overcab locker, we can now get the perfect measurement for the overcab locker that's going above that one just there, and the measurement for the single bed. So we went round to see Neil from Dubbed Out Community, because he's seen 1,000,001 campervans before. He's built 1,000,001 campervans, so I wanted to get his opinion on it. See, the thing is, he's converting 2 of these VW crafters into campervans. Now, he's done 1,000,001 different VWs in the past, but this will be the first new shape VW crafter he's got. He's in the middle of sound deadening, insulating, so I was giving him a little bit of a help there. But also, he was like measuring up all the units just to see what fits, what doesn't, the funny shapes of everything, and he was getting a good eye on it. But there's still the whole theory of, what do we do with the back doors of the van? Danielle has basically said this roof liner that we've got, which basically is an embossed suede, just run that straight down through the floor on the back doors. I have a little bit of a concern with that. Let me show you. We'll have to go around the back of the van to be able to show you this one. So just here you can see this board just there. So we can cover it perfectly fine, but this is held on with screws just like that, which come loose every now and then. I'm going to have to screw the board through the outside, so you're going to see screw holes on the actual fabric itself. Not just that, but inside the garage I'm going to be having a bike, and sometimes the back tyre is going to be touching the suede that's on there. I don't know, maybe I could do like a 50-50, the top half the suede, the bottom half something else. I don't know. We're trying to come up with some unique ideas. If you guys have got any ideas, drop them in the comments. And while you're there, why not like and subscribe if you are new around here. I'm going to now show you the van in its entirety, all in one shot right now. Now, just run through the stuff that needs to be done. We've got a bed that's going there. That piece of white PVC just there is actually for the very back wall of the shower. I've got some stuff to do there. I've also got some PVC bits and bobs down there. That's for the flooring and the ceiling, because we're going to be having the ceiling all done, and that's the roof fan for it. So it isn't a finished one. Over the back corner, just over there, we've got the Wi-Fi unit. There's going to be a little storage box built to go cover that one. And can you see the little ribs up there? Well, we're going to get like a wiring harness cover to go over that. So just keep in mind, it's far from finished, but this is a massive step in the right direction. So even stuff like, see this cable? Well, that goes to the wiring harness cover. I can't wire that all up yet, the LED, because I need to add a switch and stuff in. I've got the LED and the actual cover for it and stuff like that all there. It's just a case of waiting until I can decide what to do with the switch. On my last van, I had a switch up here, and that turned that LED light on and off. However, there is ways that I can rig that up to the actual door opening lights. That's a bit more complicated, and that might not happen, but I've still got some ideas. I've got to try and think of that first. So that one's not a main priority. That's a sort of, it'll come in the future. The same with all these B pillar covers. We don't exactly know what to do there. We can go to Man and get the official proper full wraparound pieces, but then we're going to need a new door seal and stuff. I might just put a piece of wood in there, get it all looking nice, maybe even with this same RC Fabrics material just up here. Same over this side. Far from finished, but here it is. Now that the shower's in and the overcab locker is in, we've got the correct measurement to do the locker that's going up there. That cable there is the cable for the dimmer switch light, which again I've already shown. You press it once and it comes on. Press and hold it. I love little tiny gadgets just like this. It dims down, press it again, it goes off. It is super cool. That's going to be the same as this one just up here, where we've got a gloss white front with a slate grey bottom and a slate grey sides. Having both that and that in at the same time means we've got the measurement for the bed. We've actually asked him to price up a bed for us. He'll make one where we can lift it up and stuff. We've got the diesel heater already down there, so that's going to be actually coming out the front of the bed thing into the living areas. But there's also going to be a heater vent going into the shower room, and that's because the shower room is also going to be a wet room. So that basically means if we've got wet coats and stuff like that, we could just hang them up inside there, turn the diesel heater on and direct the heat directly into there. We've got a drying area. We'll put the fan on because we've got the fan up there. That'll get rid of any steam, any condensation, anything that builds up in there. We've got the double seats over there. They swivel on the R&J swivel seat base. The single seat doesn't swivel yet, but we are thinking about swiveling it, because then it'll make the bed all the way across, but then I can also swivel the seat if I'm working and do some stuff like on a table leg. Do some stuff on a table leg. Do some stuff on a table. I know what I meant. I do have to come up with an idea for a step, for that, a removable step that I can move, put it somewhere, hide it somewhere, anywhere, just so Danielle can get onto the bed, because at the minute, as it stands, she can't. This is like properly amazing. This has just blown me away. It really has. I mean, I have a camper van that actually looks like a camper van now. Once the fridge gets put in down there, then we get our marble worktop that we're actually going to have put in over there. That side's virtually going to be complete. The new marble worktop comes with an induction hob in it, so we're going to full electric van. It's not going to be any diesel generators, it's not going to be any gas, it's not going to be anything. It's going to, all the interior is going to be fully electric. I can't wait for that either. That's going to be quite a good one. When it does come, I am going to have to put a sink in there. So pretty much what I'm saying is, although it looks like there's been a lot done, and there really has been a lot done to this van, still a lot more to do. So if you want to see the build, where we're going to be doing hot water system, cold water system, all the new units, all the new electrics, loads of Solaris systems, so any additional solar that comes into the van when the batteries are fully charged up, that's going to divert the electricity over to the hot water system. It's going to be an absolutely amazing vehicle when it's actually done. There's a lot of finishing touches, so I'm sure you're going to appreciate it if you do subscribe and do follow the videos. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace out.